Hello students, this is Dr. A.S. Iyer, working as a professor in Department of Civil Engineering, Uppergaon. I welcome you all for the course on matrix method of structural analysis. Okay, in last class we have seen the fundamentals of flexibility matrix method and the brief procedure to solve the numerical example using flexibility matrix method. In this class, we will solve one simple numerical example just to understand how the flexibility matrix method works, right? So let's take a simple example. One continuous beam is given to you. Beam is two span A, B, C. Each span is L by 2 and the whole span of the beam is subjected to UDL. Intensity of UDL is W kilonewton per meter. Now question is to analyze this beam using flexibility matrix method. If you refer our last video, we have seen that what are the different steps to analyze the structure using flexibility matrix method, right? So very first step is find out degree of static indeterminacy of the given structure. So very first step in the solution is find out degree of static indeterminacy. Degree of static indeterminacy is equal to total number of unknown reactions. Total number of unknown reactions minus equations of equilibrium. Capital R, total number of unknown reactions. So number of unknown reactions are hinge support 1, roller support 1. So 1, 2 and 3. Total number of unknown reactions are 3. In last class we have discussed that in case of beam structure, since beam is subjected to only vertically downward forces, no need to consider the horizontal reaction, only consider vertical reaction. But at the same time, if you are neglecting the horizontal reaction of hinge support, don't consider summation of Fx equal to 0 equation of equilibrium. So number of equations of equilibrium are only 2. Summation of Fy equal to 0 and summation of moment is equal to 0. So 3 minus 2 dSi equal to 1. 3 reactions Ra, Rb and Rc. 3 reactions are there unknown. Minus 2 equations of equilibrium, summation of Fy equal to 0 and summation of moment equal to 0, dSi is equal to 1. That is first step, find out the dSi, degree of static indeterminacy. Now step number 2, make the given beam statically determinate. Statically determinate means already there is one reaction, it is indeterminate by 1. It means if you remove any one reaction from the given beam, the remaining unknowns will be, reactions will be 2 and the structure becomes statically determinate. So in second step you have to make the given beam structure statically determinate structure, which is also called as release structure. It means we are releasing one unknown. So one unknown means any one, each support is having one reaction. It means we have to remove any one support. But remember, when you remove any one support, the remaining beam structure must be a stable structure, right? So, it is always better if it is having 3 supports, simple support, beam, remove the middle support so that remaining beam structure will be simply supported beam, statically determinate. So, if you remove this support, if you remove middle support B, now remaining beam is simply supported beam which is statically determinate now. So this is called as release structure. Span is L, intensity is same. This is second step, draw release structure. Next now we have to draw unit load figures. Unit load figure means we have to remove the all externally applied forces and apply unit load at a point where your unknown reaction is acting. Since we have removed support B to make the given beam structure release structure, we have removed support B. It means our unknown is RB now. So reaction at B is our unknown redundant, which is also called as redundant. So support B we have to remove all external load. We have to remove all external load and apply unit load at point B because our RB is our unknown. Always apply unit load in positive direction. Positive means vertically upward, we will take as a positive direction. So apply unit load at point B in positive direction. So this is called as unit load figure. Okay, so these are the first three important figures. Now write down compatibility condition, equation of compatibility for the flexibility matrix method. dq is equal to dql plus f into q. Now in last class we have discussed in detail what this matrices stands for. dq is equal to displacement corresponding to unknown reactions in the original structure. Displacement corresponding to unknown reaction. Unknown reaction is RB. That is vertical reaction at point B. So in the original structure, displacement corresponding to vertical reaction is delta B. Is there any vertical displacement given in the original structure at point B? Normally, if sinking of support is given, sinking means vertical displacement of point. So if sinking of support is given, that sinking will account in dq matrix. Okay, so in the original structure now in this problem there is no sinking or initial displacement given at point B. So dq element is equal to 0. dq is equal to 0. Since there is only one unknown, the size of all matrices will be 1 by 1. Only one element is involved in all matrices. So no need to write down in matrix form, we can write down simply 0 is equal to. Okay. Now DQL stands for displacement corresponding to unknown reaction in the release structure. This is release structure. Our unknown reaction is RB. So what is the displacement at point B? Displacement corresponding to unknown reaction in the release structure. Simply supported beam subjected to UDL, the beam will deflect like this. The beam will deflect like this. So what is the deflection at point B? Deflection at point B, that is value of dql. Displacement corresponding to unknown reaction RB means point B. What is the displacement at point B? In the release structure, that is dql. Now simply supported beam subjected to full span UDL. So we know the central deflection formula. Simply supported beam subjected to UDL. The deflection at the center is 5 by 384 WL raised to 4 by 3 ER. This is deflection at the center, since B is the center point, L by 2, L by 2. Deflection at the center of simply supported beam subjected to UDL is 5 WL raised to 4 by 384 ER. One more point, since we are taking the direction of all reactions vertically upward positive, and this deflection is vertically downward, so it is taken as a minus. It is minus because it is downward. So that is second element, DQL, displacement corresponding to unknown reaction in the release structure, plus F is equal to flexibility coefficient. There is only one element in this because there is only one unknown. Flexibility coefficient. What is flexibility stands for? Flexibility means displacement corresponding to unknown reaction in the unit load figure. Because of unit load, what is the displacement at the point corresponding to unknown reaction? Now if you look at this figure, it is simply supported subjected to central point load. Only point load is vertically upward. Simply supported beam subjected to central point load. This is simply supported beam subjected to UDL, release structure. This is simply supported beam subjected to central point load. So, since point load is vertically upward, the beam will deflect like this. The beam will deflect vertically upward. Okay, deflection will be upward. What is magnitude of this deflection? It is again standard case. Simply suppose supported beam subjected to central point load. Deflection is equal to WL cube upon 48 ER, where W is the magnitude of that point load. Now magnitude of this point load is 1. So it will be 1 only. L cube upon 48 ER. Simply supported beam subjected to central point load. Magnitude of point load is 1. The point load is acting at in a vertically upward direction, so beam will deflect upward. In release structure, beam will deflect downward, so it is minus. Since it is deflected upward, it is plus. Okay, so this is flexibility coefficient. Q stands for your unknown redundant. Unknown redundant is RB. Okay, so this is complete compatibility condition. Now if you solve this, since it is 0, if you take this on the left hand side, it will be plus. Okay, now if you take it on left hand side, this is RB. So finally RB is equal to this L cube will get cancelled, this EI will get cancelled, and if you solve this, W into 48 divided by 384, the final answer is 5 WL upon 8. So this is final reaction at point B. And we know that if we know reaction at point B, now using summation of moment is equal to 0 at A, we can calculate RC. Using summation of moment at A, we can calculate RC. Then using summation of Fy equal to 0, you will get RA value. Like this, remaining two reactions you will calculate if you know the one reaction. Once you get the all reactions, it's very simple to plot shear force diagram and bending moment diagram using our SFD PMD concept from strength of material. So this is the brief idea about the solution procedure for flexibility matrix method.
Of course, if your release structure is not a standard case, in this problem, release structure figure as well as unit load figures are standard cases. Simply supported beam subjected to UDL and simply supported beam subjected to central point load. So it's very simple to write down the deflection formulas. But if release structure is having combined loading and not a standard case, we have to find out these elements DQL and Fij using integration formulas which we have discussed in the last class. Okay, so in the next lecture we will solve one more numerical example, okay, in which the release structure will not be the standard case, and then how to impose or implement the integration formulas to calculate all these elements. Okay, here just understand the basic about what DQ stands for, DQL stands for, and F stands for. DQ means, is there any delta B given in the original structure? That delta B you have to write down here. DQL means, what is the deflection at point B in the release structure? And F means, what is deflection at point B in the unit load figure? In all three cases we are writing value of delta B because our RB is unknown, reaction at B is unknown. Okay, so this is flexibility matrix method. Okay, thank you.